Hello, Professional Nerf back here again. My apologies on it taking so long to get to my next video here, but I have some pretty cool stuff to show you today and some information on what's to come. Right here I have my Elite Triad, and it's a pretty nice gun in and of itself, but I ran into the issue while using it that if you don't have a really nice fitting or nice new dart, maybe something like this where it's a bit chewed up, or it doesn't necessarily stick in there that great, or when you shoot it, it might just the vibration of it might knock another one loose, and then you sometimes end up shooting two and becomes slightly unreliable with that. So what I did is I took it and I singled it and did a wee bit of cosmetic modification here. I have about a 5.5 inch barrel. This is modeled after a Walther P98 Luger, I want to say. I could be wrong on the model off the top of my head, but anyhow, it's a Luger. This is wood veneer. Here, I'll have it actually right here to show you what it's kind of like. It's just it's like wood paper. This is actual wood, so it makes you, or allows you to make some really nice wood accents on the grip. Let's take a closer look at it here. Black with gray undertones for the weathering. Looks very nice. Sits well in the hand, and you feel like a boss when you use it. Let's see if we can get a good shot on the sights. The sights are made out of polycarbonate, and they work very well. I can usually land a Stefan within about 3 inches of where I'm shooting. Okay, now one thing to note about this is you can't really put in heavier springs, at least if you single it the way I did it, because it removes. Here we have a Triad. Get my flashlight here. You see that black piece in there? It removes that. This black piece down in there, that's what acts as the plunger head padding. So I was running the Orange Mod Work Vulcan spring in here for a while. Their upgraded Vulcan spring, which it was on Nerf Mods and Reviews that would be a good fit for these. I was running that in here for a while, and it was performing phenomenally for about one war. I mean, this was scarier than a Night Finder, or a heavily modded Night Finder. So, that being said, my plunger head cracked, so that's how I got this guy. This guy's my spare parts one now. But if you find a way to manage to leave that black piece in here, it acts as a gasket seal between this, as well as the plunger head padding. So, if you find a way to keep that, kudos. I'm going to actually be looking at doing that in my next revision of singled Triads. But, so let's take it out to the testing range, and what we're going to be looking at is the difference in range between these two guns. I've come to the conclusion to try using this method over just looking at pure ranges, because I found that a lot of times, like if I take out my Triad, I'm going to get different ranges than someone else who reviews a Triad. So what I'm looking at is the range difference. So if you have your Triad and when you shoot it you can get, per se, 45 feet flat, and I can only get 38 feet flat, there could be some differences in either like darts, wind conditions, geographic locations, barometric pressure affecting like the density of this foam, because this is a closed cell. So I mean, this was made and packaged essentially at one air pressure, and if you change it to another air pressure, that's going to expand or contract a bit on its own. So we're just looking at the range differences, should get you an idea of how much further these guys perform. So we'll take it out, hit the testing range, and get you some results. Okay, so here at the firing range, I have my tape all set up, and what I'm going to be measuring today is I'm not going to be looking at the ranges it achieves, but the difference between the range of the stock and the range of the modded. I feel this gives you a lot better idea, because based on humidity, wind conditions, what have you, the overall ranges of this gun and this gun could vary differently if I was here or if I was where you are, my viewers. So we're going to look at the differences. This should give you a better indicator of performance. So we have Elites in here, and I'm using Stefans made out of material foam backer rod from Australia. I'll talk more about these and silly tip darts in another episode, but ramrod it in. So we'll go through the stock gun first. So here we have shooting about level from shoulder height. Helps if it's cocked. 1, 2. Oh, see, there's the problem I was telling you about. 3. Now wind's picking up, let it die down a second. Now this one, I'm going to actually pause it here because it's a bit longer to reload. 1. 2. And 3. Yeah, clearly. So now let's go check out the ranges. So here we have our first in the elite grouping at 37 feet. This is just where the tape is set, just for indexing. And we have the next two here at what looks like 44. So our Triad's shooting, let's say, at 44. And where we have our first Stefan is 53. Oh, there it is. 53. And our other one beyond it's at 54. So you get about a 10-foot gain by using a single gun. I think it looks a lot nicer, and I find it's a lot more accurate in combat. Okay, so we're back from the testing range, and just to recap it quick, this Triad, with a single Triad, achieves about 10 feet more range than the stock Triad. So you get more there, and well, another thing too, I forgot to mention it. I did drill some vent ports on the bottom, so that could help that a bit. But overall, I like it because it increases the reliability, it increases my range, and it's actually got accurate sights that work well, and it uses Stefans, which is kind of nice, and you can double load them if you really want to. Do it some games when you need to sort of shotgun effect, which is nice. So it looks great, feels nice. I definitely use it a lot as a primary. And for those of you who would like to replicate my work, I actually have a write-up for this, or making similar model ones, on Nerf Haven. You can check out that link. Should be, try and get it right there. And I also, too, up on Nerf Haven, have a sales or trading thread. If any of you guys are interested in some of my other pieces, I have some polycarbonate stuff and a Stampede up. Oh, here's like an example of one of the polycarbonates. It's like a 211 pistol. But you can check that out here if you'd like. And now for my next review, I'd like to involve you guys a bit in seeing what you would like to see of my work. So, I'm going to dismount it here. We have on my wall here, up top, that's my bolt-action rifle. Directly below it, the shiny silver pistol. That's a pneumatic pistol. I sort of just call it my GAT. We have the rebarreled rough cut, which is nice. Stripes, those are pretty much just voltage mod. Remove some safety measures. The tech targets, fire strikes, a composite breech long shot. I can go more into detail on what that is if you ask me to review it. Big red bow with a RCB, and not pictured here really, but we have the silicone tip dart. These guys are imported from Australia. I forget, I think it's Informer is the guy, but he's spelled it with a 3. I have my Nerfing shield, or Captain America shield. It's throwable, it's Nerf safe, you can get hit by it, it won't hurt, it's not metal. Pretty nice. I can go over how it's made, how it works. As well as I have some foam weapons that I could review if you want to. I have foam nunchucks, which is pretty cool, from a dollar store find. And other than that, so until next time, remember, it's just not any Nerf, it's Professional Nerf.